Some mysteries refuse to be forgotten. Some legends never fade. And some conspiracies demand to be uncovered. This is Codename Unknown. Mysteries, conspiracies, and legends. Where expert investigator and host Jackson Wolf dives deep into history's most perplexing enigmas, chilling folklore, and secretive cover-ups. Each week, he pushes the boundaries of what we know, uncovering hidden truths and questioning the stories we've been told. The search for answers begins now. Open your mind, question everything, and step into the shadows.
I'm Jackson Wolf, and tonight we ask an unsettling question. Can a mirror remember you? A widow in Savannah swore her parlor mirror kept a smudge shaped like her husband's smile. She polished, scolded, draped it in black. Every dawn the mark returned, drifting along the edge like breath in winter. Guests spotted a handprint that wasn't theirs. One morning she traced it and felt air turn sharply cold, as if touching yesterday's sigh again. Welcome to Codename Unknown. Mysteries, conspiracies, and legends. Tonight, mirrors. Are they mere optics, or mediums for memory, power, and surveillance? We'll cross from Aztec obsidian to smart displays, weigh folklore against psychology, test claims with home experiments, and map what's documented versus luminous rumor. I'll keep a balanced lens, skeptical where evidence falters, open where experience persuades. By the end, you'll decide whether reflections are snapshots, stories, or systems that remember us in part. Power gathers around mirrors. Tezcatlipoca, the Aztec smoking mirror, wielded polished obsidian to reveal fate and confound rivals. John Dee, advisor to Elizabeth Fresher, scried in an obsidian mirror, now at the British Museum, seeking angelic counsel and geopolitical insight. Japan's Yata no Kagami symbolizes truth. It purportedly reflects the heart, not the face. Greeks practiced catoptromancy, reading reflections in water. Mirrors confer authority by promising access to information behind appearances. That promise still seduces courts, cults. Folklore treats mirrors as thresholds. In Jewish and European mourning, mirrors are covered so souls aren't trapped, or the living startled by portents. Break a mirror, earn 7 years bad luck, a Roman idea linked to bodily renewal cycles. Children chant Bloody Mary, daring liminal terror into bathrooms. Soul capture tales warn against midnight gazing or photographing the dying. Protective and provocative, these practices encode the belief that mirrors negotiate with unseen guests and shape household rituals. Scrying formalizes the threshold. Practitioners darken a room, angle a black mirror slightly, and gaze with softened attention. Reports include symbolic landscapes, voices, and presences. Psychiatrist Raymond Moody created psychomantiums, mirror chambers for grief processing. Small studies found some participants experienced comforting apparitions and later reductions in grief. Methodological limits abound: tiny samples, suggestibility, minimal controls. Still, the ritual behaves like a technology. Environment plus expectation yields meaning, sometimes therapeutic relief. Whether spirits or imagination results, psychology supplies mechanisms. The Caputo effect shows prolonged mirror gazing in low light produces face distortions, strangers, even apparitions. Troxler fading erases stationary details at the periphery. The brain fills gaps. Pareidolia turn streaks and flicker into faces. Suggestion primes outcome, summon Bloody Mary, perceive a woman, not a pirate. Memory is reconstructive. Every retelling edits the trace. A session can feel like discovery while simultaneously rewriting the memory you'll retrieve next time. Expectation drives perception powerfully. Materially, most mirrors are float glass with a thin aluminum or silver layer protected by paint. The glass flow story is a myth. Uneven medieval panes were manufactured imperfectly. Under magnification, micro-scratches in films scatter light, creating ghosting without encoding scenes. For recording, a surface must change state with light and stabilize. Photographic emulsions, photopolymers, or digital sensors do that. Household mirrors are designed to reflect, not store. Lingering images usually mean residue, optics, or mind. Parapsychology posits residual hauntings. Intense events supposedly imprint environments, replaying like loops without agency. Time slip reports describe stepping into another era, then snapping back. Physicists debate retrocausality in quantum interpretations, but that math concerns particle correlations, not specters in hall mirrors. No robust evidence shows glass captures prior consciousness, yet the metaphors help. Grief loops, regret replays, mirrors visualize loops. Credible framework, optics and psychology. Speculative, environmental imprinting and retrocausal echoes. Useful stories, not established mechanisms. Case files. Dee's obsidian mirror has firm provenance. Aztec origin, 16th century acquisition, British Museum catalog. Diaries reference sessions, but the object shows only normal wear. The Myrtle's plantation mirror allegedly traps family spirits. Photos show handprints and faces. Investigations point to residue patterns and lighting artifacts. Ownership history is patchy. The viral haunted eBay mirror featured bruises and nightmares. The seller admitted embellishment. Pattern, compelling stories, weak controls, images consistent with pareidolia and light, behavioral suggestibility. What about mirrors that actually watch? Two-way mirrors use semi-silvered glass, bright light on the observer's side, dim light on the observed side. The fingernail gap test is unreliable. Better checks: shine a flashlight at an angle, inspect edges for space, look for viewing rooms, listen for hollow cavities. Laws vary, but hidden observation in private areas is often restricted. If you suspect a covert panel, document, notify management, and call authorities. Don't smash property prematurely. Today's black mirrors are screens with microphones and cameras. Smart TVs, assistants, and vanity mirrors default to data capture, assembling a durable digital reflection, your data double. Facial recognition sorts you into advertising buckets. Some retailers trial emotion analytics in reflective displays. Companies promise anonymization, yet brokers trade in re-identification. These mirrors remember by design. Logs, cloud backups, and models build a memory palace about you. Our age fears profile theft more than soul theft, and with good reason. Espionage loves reflections. Renaissance magus. John Dee blended scrying with statecraft. His angelic counsel sometimes tracked diplomatic aims. Modern agencies use two-way glass, one-way audio, and rumor to unsettle targets. Psychological operations exploited tales of cursed artifacts. Documented, observation rooms, interrogation theater, and myth as morale weapon. Thinly supported, government mirror oracle projects yielding verifiable prophecies. Shared method across magic and intelligence. Control environments, script expectations, and harvest information from where attention pools and lingers usefully. Across cultures, mirrors repel and invite. Feng Shui uses bagua mirrors to deflect shaki away from doors. Greek and Balkan households positioned mirrors to bounce malign looks, akin to the evil eye, back to sender. African diasporic charms sometimes include tiny mirrors to confuse spirits. Even secular foyers echo this. Entryway mirrors reflect light, check presentation, and signal watching the threshold. Mirrors become boundary objects, advertising vigilance while shaping the flow of attention and domestic comfort. Science Corner. Apparitions blossom under three conditions: dim, flickering, or colored light, prolonged fixation, and high expectation. Change variables, raise light, stabilize sources, break gaze, and effects often diminish. A true recording mirror would require physical change. Holography writes interference patterns onto photosensitive media, reconstructing 3D light when illuminated. That's memory by material alteration, unlike household mirrors. Digital analogs, depth cameras, and displays capture and recompose presence. Optics plus psychology explain most faces in glass, the rest resists certainty. Listener experiment 1, dim light mirror gazing. Setup, plain mirror, chair 6 feet away, soft indirect lamp, no candles. Limit to 10 minutes. Beforehand, note mood, caffeine, sleep, and expectations. Gaze at the triangle between your eyes. If a figure appears, check whether it tracks your micro movements. At 5 minutes, raise light slightly, observe changes. Afterward, journal impressions, sketch what you saw, and rate fear from 0 to 10. Repeat 3 nights, varying only one parameter carefully. Listener experiment 2, fixed condition photography. Goal, test persistent faces. Mount a camera on a tripod facing the mirror at constant angle and distance. Use the same light source and exposure. Clean the mirror thoroughly, then photograph daily for 7 days at the same time. Do not alter the room. Tag files by date and note weather, mood, and any mirror cleaning. Afterward, overlay images to compare anomalies. Share results with metadata and unedited originals for review. Privacy checklist for modern mirrors. Audit. List every device with a reflective screen, camera, or mic. TVs, tablets, smart displays, doorbells, vanity mirrors. Disable cameras and mics in settings. Use hardware shutters or tape covers. Turn off wake words and add personalization. Opt out of data sales where possible. Remove rarely used apps. Revoke camera permissions, and block outbound connections on your router. Update firmware. For rentals and hotels, scan for lenses with a flashlight nightly. Ethics and care. Respect cultural practices. Ask before photographing mirrors in sacred or private spaces. If a household covers mirrors during mourning, honor it. Avoid trespass, dismantling fixtures, or damaging property during investigations. Consider mental health. Mirror gazing can be intense. Those with psychosis, severe anxiety, or active grief should consult a clinician and skip provocation rituals. If unsettling experiences persist, seek professional support. Curiosity expands understanding. Compassion ensures we don't harm ourselves or others in pursuit. Closing hypotheses, 3 models. Psychological symbolic. Mirrors catalyze suggestion, pareidolia, and memory reconsolidation. They feel numinous because they frame self and loss. Parapsychological. Rare cases hint at anomalous information or presence. Evidence remains anecdotal, yet rituals yield meaning. Techno-surveillance. Modern mirrors literally remember via sensors and clouds. Data reflections influence markets and policing. Each model explains something. None explains everything. Together, they suggest mirrors are instruments of optics, psyche, culture, and power and time, inviting our interpretive gaze. This has been Codename Unknown. Tonight we crossed obsidian and imperial regalia, morning veils and playground dares, psychomantiums and optics, espionage glass and smart displays. We separated physics from folklore and designed 2 experiments to test your reflection. Value added? A toolkit, history for context, science for control, and privacy steps for defense. Send your stories, photos, and datasets from the experiments, include metadata, to be featured in our follow-up. Until then, keep looking and keep questioning.
You've been listening to Codename Unknown, Mysteries, Conspiracies, and Legends. The search for answers never stops, and the truth is always waiting to be uncovered. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe to us, and don't miss what's next. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning everything.